Hello. Welcome back to Two Cheers, One Chat. We are your hosts, Derry Cox.
Rudolph Thurman.
Thank you for joining us again. Another episode. We always get excited about doing these because it's really great conversations.
Yes.
And like we said from the beginning, we decided to do this podcast show because we thought that there are a lot of topics not being talked about enough.
Yeah.
Or, and that is important.
Yeah.
To building up the future generation.
Having more dialogue with us just as people, that's something that we definitely have to do. I feel if we talk more, we will have more understanding.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it always starts back to the house, in the home. And lots of things start there, but we can't leave it there, right?
Right.
So welcome again to episode. Don't even know what. But anyway, this episode is about men and mental health. We had started the prior episode talking about boys to men.
Yes.
And we did say that we would probably touch a little bit back more up on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to. There's something here that I wanted to attach to that is courage, right? Teaching our sons to lead courageously.
Yes.
To stand by his convictions even when they may result in pain, sorrow, or negative consequences. Like how you were saying that they don't have to feel boxed in or like an outcast or like you're the one over there, you don't want to join us. They have to be courageous.
Right. Stand on something.
And that filled their young minds, like the moms, fill their son's mind that someday they will have to lead a family.
Correct.
And they will have to be like their father. If there isn't a father in the picture, got to be like the mother, where you face tough decisions every day.
Show leadership, because you will be put in that position as you get older.
Yeah. Be courageous in what you're doing, young men out there. I haven't really talked a lot about my son, but these are things, even though he's at this age where he's at, where I am still have to talk to him about stuff.
Right.
We're dealing with a number of things, but that's for another episode.
Yeah, definitely.
There, but it's like teach the boys to be courageous, and to have compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be the bully. You don't have to be the one that's bullying people. You don't also have to be the one that's being bullied.
Yeah.
That's where you open the door where you can tell your mother and your father, like somebody is doing something to you at school or around the block every time you pass home, or could be even your family member, because there's all sorts of people, all sorts of places, and sometimes you wouldn't even imagine that a family member would be bullying your son or trying to encourage them to do something that that is not good for them.
And we got to realize how important it is to actually tell somebody when something like this is happening, bullying, right? The problem with bullying is not just the action that the person is taking on you to bully you, but it's all that built up stuff. And sometimes we got to realize we can't all take things on the same level, right? So you may have somebody that's been bullied for so long, and we got to realize how serious it is. In many cases, it results into some people, God forbid, for them taking their own life.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's a topic we have to talk about too, bullying.
Yeah. We're going to get into that for sure.
Something. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. So it's we have to realize how serious that is. But like we said in the previous episode, it's finding an outlet. And when that child has that outlet, when they have that outlet that they can go to and share what's been going on with them, what's on their mind, then it's like they can get it out, and not just get it out, know that person is listening to them and giving them the right tools, because that's what's really important at the end of the day. Not yes, getting the outlet, but also getting the right tools to being able to overcome that problem, overcome that situation.
Yeah.
You know?
And just in general, boys and men, you have to learn how to be honest and be open about it, and don't feel like honesty is going to hurt you. Honesty is like, it's so amazing to be honest, right? Then you let it out. There's
Right.
things that I've carried, and when I finally let that out, I was like, whew.
It's
It
a
was like
relief.
the world came off of my shoulder.
Yeah.
So I know sometimes honesty is something from men that it's hard for them sometimes to admit.
Right, right.
We can recognize that in boys too.
Mhm.
Boys they hold back that, and they don't want to be honest because they feel that they're going to be penalized for saying whatever. But
It's that fair.
yeah, so honesty is the right way to go. Find that person. And mom, your boys need you.
Yeah.
They need you a lot,
Yeah.
right? And so we have to. It's an amazing thing when you know that you have your kids and they can come to you and talk to you about anything,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's amazing, and I try to do that with my children. I try to
Right.
tell them, listen, I don't care what it is. Like, just let me know. Like, I need to know.
Right.
That door is always open. It wasn't open all the time, but it is open now.
Yeah,
Because
I
as
get
they're
it.
getting older, and I didn't feel like I had a door open to me to talk about anything, and I think I carried a lot of those stuff throughout my years affect me in some way, my thought process and how I handle situations. So now it's it's now up to me to have that door open, because it wasn't open for me at that point, for my kids to be able to walk through and talk about all of it, whatever they're going through. I don't give a crap what it is. I need to know.
But look at how God touched you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look how you found that strength through Him, right? With talking about the experience
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't have, right?
Right.
Because some people, they run with that for the rest of their life. Well, if I didn't have it, I'm not gonna find a way to find it to pass it on to my children, right?
I just rolled my eyes all the way back.
Yeah, so because some people are like that, but God touched you
Mm-hmm.
and made sure, and you also made sure that you was not gonna let that repeat,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you was able to pass that on, and your wisdom, and give your kids the right essentials.
Yeah. I think it's only fair, right? If that door was closed to you, why are you closing it out on your kids?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? People will be over here complaining about what didn't happen back then and what
Right.
it didn't do to me.
Right,
and
right.
what does that have to do with your kids?
Right,
I mean,
I love that voice, by the way.
I can always, you know me. Oh my gosh. But yeah, what does that have to do with your kids? If you're gonna look at yourself, like self-reflection,
Yeah.
reflecting yourself, the things that you didn't want, you didn't agree with that happened to you. But it's you're doing it to your kids.
Yeah, yeah. In some cases, it kind of like seems spiteful.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Right?
seems spiteful. Like, I didn't like it. You're gonna get it too. And it's like, why?
Why? You're over here complaining to me that you had it crazy.
Yeah.
And your mom and your dad or whoever was doing this and doing that, and you're gonna just do the same thing to your children. Like,
You have a second chance through your children to correct that cycle.
you have a second chance to correct yourself.
Yeah.
from even thinking that far.
Right, right.
Like, what are you doing, right? The fact that you're even thinking that you want to do that to your child is crazy.
I don't think there's that much thinking involved, to be honest.
Exactly. Are you even thinking? All right. We have a joke.
Too much fun. We're having too much fun over here. That's what happens on Two Chairs, One Chat. We have fun over here.
We talk about the things that matter, the topics that matter, but we do have a lot of laughter
Yeah,
in here.
yeah.
You don't want to see the bloopers.
Bloopers coming soon.
That's another thing. But you know, we can't do that. We're the generation that's breaking some cycles. You know, I wouldn't even say curses.
Yeah.
I would say cycles.
Cycles.
Because
Correct.
you know, you can see the same thing keep happening generation after generation, and you're you know, for us who pause and think about things like what's happening here,
Right.
Is somebody going to try to put a stop to this?
Right. Yes.
Is somebody going to talk about it? Is somebody going to open the door and talk about it?
Yeah.
Like, you can look back to a lot of things that are happening within our community,
Yeah.
within our society, as black people, as whatever, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? And then you really have to pause and think, like, this is a chain reaction.
Yes. That word
This
was
is a
in my
chain
mind.
reaction.
Yeah.
We're gonna say generational curses as in the biblical content of what that is.
Mhm.
So your homework is to go figure that out.
Right.
But we're gonna break cycles.
Correct.
You know, if you see something consistently happening generation after generation, you think that's still a curse. When you can sit down there and recognize it,
Yeah.
but you're still repeating it.
Yeah. You actually have the ability
To break
break
the,
it.
to break
Like,
the cycle.
you could change the direction of how things been going just by you telling yourself,
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. Something
Yeah.
that simple.
Yeah.
I am not doing that. I'm not continuing on what
I complain about.
what I complain about of what I've been seeing,
Yeah.
or what I've been seeing my family go through for like so many years. Like, I'm not gonna let that continue. Be that one
Yeah.
to break it.
Be the one. Be the one.
Be the one.
Be the one.
Be the one. Be the
Be
one.
the one. Okay, we have all of that. That's
All of
on
that,
a
yo.
T-shirt and stuff. Don't steal it.
Nah.
Be the one.
Copyright coming soon.
It really baffles me when I
Yeah.
hear that. Oh, well, my father was. Your father was what? That was your father.
Right, yeah.
You know,
that goes to so many things. Like when
yeah.
you see like alcoholism, and you see that, like, okay, you know, my father's a drinker. I
So
can't
that means you could.
I can't put the bottle down because
you
he
can
drank.
put the battle down. Go
Yes, you
get
can.
the heck out of here
Yes,
with
you
that.
can.
You like to drink.
Yeah, just be honest.
Right.
Just say, like,
So I like it.
I like
tastes
drinking.
good.
Yeah.
You know, tastes
Just-
good. Like my Mai Tais and stuff. You know, I'm not blaming my father because I like some Mai Tais.
Yeah, we
And I
plugging Mai
like too
Tais.
much. I like too much Mai Tais.
Yeah.
That's your fault. Not your pops. Or
Exactly.
not your mom's. Like,
Right.
we need to stop doing that, because at the end of the day, if you know how to read and write and listen to your boss and take directions, you still, you know, you have enough sense to know, I'm not doing that.
Right. See, I
going
like
to
what you
stop
said.
that.
Listen to your boss. See, we got to be able to do things right, even if there's not a check attached to it.
Right. Not
It
a
shouldn't-
boss attached to it.
Like, it shouldn't even be about that. Like, it's just recognizing the issue, recognizing the problem, and doing something about it.
Yeah. That's it. So anyways, moving along.
And this men's mental health.
Yeah, men and mental health. There's a lot of signs that can show us that, you know, the state of men's mental health. 3 times as many men
Mm-hmm.
as women die by suicide.
Wow.
Men report lower levels of life satisfaction than women. Men are less likely to access psychological therapies than women. Only like maybe 30%, you know, of these men that are talking actually go to therapy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it starts from home.
Yeah.
It starts from how comfortable they feel with talking about things,
Yeah.
right? So they bottle everything up inside. Some of them carry that into a relationship where they become abusive because they're so angry.
Yeah.
And I come back to, like, your mom, if your dad is not there, at this point, we just have to stop making excuses.
Yes, I stand with you on that.
Of what our before people did,
Yeah.
because we're not our before people.
Right. Right.
We're more. We're gonna get into this men and mental health, but I
Yeah.
just want to say we have to stop doing that
Yeah.
and look at where we are
Yeah.
and how we're moving forward to change the direction that the people of the past may have brought us into.
Yeah, because what another person did, and your consequences for what you did, it's not going to be based off of what they did. We have our own consequences. That all goes to self accountability.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to show accountability for the things that you do, and you're not gonna be able to get by in life doing the blame game,
Right.
pointing fingers like it happened because of this person, and this is like, no. What about you? What about your actions? What about your choices? It's you. When there's nobody around and you run out of people to blame, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. And I know black men in society these days have a harder time. They have to look over their shoulders all the time about different stuff. There's pressure. There's all kinds of things roaming around that could make them stumble and fall.
Yeah.
My brothers, I love you. Like, I love you. Right? And remember that you can still cry. Even if you want to go in a corner and cry, you can cry, because I can do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make me weak.
Nah. And I say this right on camera. I cry. So the first step is for a man to, what's really manly? Being able to admit things, right? So we put on this persona, this like we have to maintain like this tough image like all the time, like everything has to be so rough, like man, like like everything has to be so yeah, like it's so funny, like so aggressive, and like for who? For why, right? like who are we trying to impress? One of the best things you can do for yourself is be yourself.
Be yourself.
Right? So like if something hurts, it hurts. If you want to cry, you cry. Like, it's like, I'm not trying to impress nobody, and us as men, and being at the ages that we are, like, be free to be who you are. Be free to feel. Some people are so numb. They have no feelings at all.
And that brings it back to, in the home growing up, where they're told that, what are you crying for?
Yeah.
You can't cry because you're a man, and men don't cry, and all this stuff like that. From this point on, that you can cry.
Yeah.
That you can let it out. You can free yourself. You can find people to talk to. You can find my email address and email if you're having a problem.
Right.
You have someone to talk to. If therapy is too much for you, you have a friend, you have a sister here that you can talk to about anything.
Same here.
We welcome that conversation, no matter what and who, when and how.
Yeah, email us, right?
Yeah, we can talk. We can talk about it all. Now you are going to break those chains, break those cycles of not allowing your son or your daughter to be able to talk to you about anything, everything, anytime. It doesn't matter if they're across the globe. Pick up the phone. They can call you, reach you, and talk to you and express their feelings and how they're feeling. The suicide rate is high. And they're not a lot of men and a lot of boys are not taught about how to really feel and express their emotions.
Yeah.
And when they get into a relationship and it's too much for them, they want to hurt themselves.
Yeah.
They want to hurt the women, they want to hurt themselves at the same time. We have to break those cycles.
Right.
And for you men that are men now and you have your young boys, I know you worry about if they're homosexual and all that stuff, but as a parent, you would know.
Yeah.
You would know what's going on. There's signs there. And, work with that. For me, I'm a big believer in prayers. Keep praying. I will tell you to pray. If you haven't started, start doing that. It gives you a lot of guidance. You learn a lot. It opens that door for you to be able to be filled and be able to take the messages directly so your kids can understand what you're saying. And that's important. It's not about a religion. It's about talking to God.
Yeah.
It's about inviting Him. And I'm going to always be an advocate of that. It doesn't matter where I'm sitting. I'm always going to bring that in the picture because I think that's the root. That's the center. That if you didn't have it, you start now. And then let those kids ask for guidance. And I think having guidance and knowing when to talk, how to talk, where to carry the conversation, it gradually builds up.
Yeah.
And you are able to express yourself that your kids are going to understand. All the time when I'm talking to my kids, most of the time, I ask for guidance because I don't even know what's happening sometimes.
Right,
so I need God to guide me in that conversation and allow the Spirit to fill me that I'm able to relay what I need to say to them and that they understand it.
Yes.
And that's important. I just don't, as much as I want to blabber my mouth, I'm going to constantly ask for guidance because I need it.
We all do.
And so that's important. And so moving on to why don't men talk about mental health? Society expectations and traditional, gender roles play a role in why men are less likely to discuss or seek help for their mental health problems.
Yeah.
We know that gender stereotypes about women, the idea they should behave or look a certain way, for example,
yes,
can be damaging to them. Let it out, right?
Let it out.
But it's important to understand that men can be damaged by stereotypes, and they can be damaged by stereotypes and expectations too.
Right.
Men are often expected to be breadwinners and to be strong, dominant, and in control. While these aren't inherently bad things, they can make it harder for men to reach out for help and open up.
Yeah.
There is some research that suggests that men who can't speak openly about their emotions may be less able to recognize symptoms of mental health problems in themselves and less likely to reach out for support.
Yeah, I think a lot of men, they are worried about a persona around their friends, and the same friends that you worry about, they're damaged too, and you don't know it because they're playing a role like around you, because now all of you are hanging out with each other and everybody is afraid to show how vulnerable, like, that they could be, like how their low points, because there's this ego thing where it's like, I gotta show like I have it all together, everything is all right. But there has to be some brave person in that group that just takes the conversation to another place and say, guys, I'm not all right. Just be that brave person. Guys, I'm not all right. Hey, what you mean? Instead of just like the regular typical hangout, like throw a twist in there on one of those hangouts. Guys, I'm not all right. I've been going through it. Like, I have mental health issues. I have a lot of things that I'm dealing with. I need help. I don't have any outlets. You guys say you're my friends, right? Can you be here for me? Can you hear me? Can you listen to me? I need someone. I think when you have somebody in a group like that does that and breaks that ice, you can have a chain reaction right there within that same group of people. So your next gathering, another person in that group might open up, and it might be the one that you looked at that appeared to have it all together, and you're like, wow, I didn't know you was going through this. Because sometimes people, they wait for another person to initiate something, so they feel like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. I guess it's safe to open up, because I thought I had to be a certain way around the other guys, you know. So now everybody can open up and express how they feel, and that is how you make change. That is how things become different. That is how you break that cycle, you know, that a lot of men are going through, that they just keep so bottled in.
That's why we're trying to break it also from the home, from before they get there, because there's sometimes that circle, because of conversations that have went on before in that circle, where people is like, yeah, that one came to me, and they're like, yeah, I'm not telling you anything.
right.
They might want to do it. They might want to be that person that break that cycle in that circle, but then they might think twice if there's a chatty up in there. Like if there's someone that says, oh, he came over here telling me something about something, and then you to yourself is like, you think I'm going to open up to you?
Yeah.
It starts with trust.
Right. See,
who do you trust? So it comes back to having someone you trust to talk to. Right, so we're trying to break that from the next generation from going through that. So we're talking to moms and dads,
right,
and these teenage boys, and moms and dads of these teenage boys, because when they get to the men level, you know, as you was just talking about in that circle with your friends, because of the chatter and the lack of trust, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna let anybody in.
Yeah.
But there's other places for them to let other people in. Yeah. There's like therapy. You have insurance, pay for, you know, let the insurance pay for it.
Right.
Go find someone to talk to. And so, or, you know, that woman that claims that she loves you should be able to open up to her as well.
Right.
And talk to her about how you're feeling. You know, sometimes men go through depression and they pull back.
Yeah.
And they think that they can just continue watching basketball and football all the time, and it goes away.
You talking?
But that's a problem. You have to be able to let it out.
That's powerful.
Let some people in. You have to trust somebody, and that's what we're trying to do. Break that cycle of not trusting, or opening the door for you to trust your mother, your father. If your father's not there, trust your mother. If you don't trust your mother can recognize there's someone else you can talk to if you can't talk to her.
Yeah.
And mom, if you need to apologize, daddy, if you need to apologize, that's where it starts, because the future is relying on us. And we can't leave these kids in a world of craziness. Like, it's been so crazy.
Yeah,
you're seeing all of these things happening, and you're like, all right, where's mom and dad? But it has gotten so much out of control. All the influence, where it's coming from, who they're looking at TV, who they're looking up to, who's in their ears 24/7, what they're hearing. But they have to come back home. Yeah. And so we can start there.
Yep. Building trust.
Yeah, you know, and some men that bottle it up. Some of them mostly don't want to talk about it. Like I was just saying, they just focus on the TV.
Yeah.
And some of them find drugs.
You see what you said about the TV. Oh my goodness, you was really saying a lot. The first thing I want to say is when you find out that there's a talker like in the group, man, like we don't understand like how much that really affects the next time that you may think about wanting to open up. Like, I feel like there were people who were open and went through certain things like with people, and then they just shut down.
You just pay and just talk to somebody. Because at the end of the day, that what you talk to your therapist about stays there.
Yeah. So you have to get to a place where you believe in therapy, right? Because you have somebody that will probably just say like, I just feel more comfortable talking to someone that I know, or someone who I may think that may be able to relate. So you have two different types of people out there. So you have the ones that think like that, and then you have the ones that's like, well, this person specializes in doing this, and they've been doing it, and they have helped many people, and maybe I should go see a therapist. And therapy talk, I've been seeing like a rise in this in this world now, like with this, because I think a lot of people are now getting like in tune like with therapy, and people are realizing like, hey, you know what, I can't cope, I can't do this by myself.
And I don't have anyone to trust that I want to talk to.
I don't.
So that's why I said, if you don't have someone that you trust that you can talk to, you know that everything that you say with your therapist is confidential.
Yeah.
She or she can't break that.
Right.
And unless you pass away, then it's open door. But you can find, if you don't have someone around you that you can, if you cannot open up to your partner, you can find a therapist, someone that you trust, someone that you can talk to. That doesn't mean you don't love your friends, but not everything you can tell your friends.
No.
Because some friends, as soon as your back turned, they talk about you about it.
Mm-hmm.
They come back around and they throw it in your face. And which is something, it breaks all kinds of stuff down, and we have to we're breaking all these things.
And isn't that so bad? Like that is like so bad, and you wonder why there's a lot of people who are loners like out here, because of the lack of trust and betrayal. Like, you go ahead and you open your heart to somebody, and you share something, and the person sit there, listen to you, store the information. Like, you walk out the door, you can't even make two rights before they on the phone telling somebody else about it.
Isn't that something?
And it's like they just sharing it. Either they do it that way, or you will have a friend that just, from the first disagreement that you have, and it's like they have no control. So it's like they get upset with you, and then they go ahead and just tell all your business, and then it's like, wow. And that is, like I said, that is why people struggle so hard with trusting people, and they don't believe in finding, they don't believe that outlets really exist. But like you've been saying, right, if you're having that problem, just take it to a therapist, because that way, it's not personal, right? It's not personal. This therapist is not like looking at you like, oh, you better do this, or we're gonna X out our relationship. You don't have a relationship with them. You don't have a relationship with your therapist. This is something for your personal, need, your personal growth. Yeah. Because you want to be better. So that's basically what that is.
Yeah.
Get that help. Seek help and find. Right, for sure.
So for the people that I have some suggestions here about how to look after your mental health. Mm-hmm. It's important that you take care of yourself and get the most from life.
Yes.
And I think I have 10 ways to look after mental health.
Yes.
Making simple changes.
Yes.
To how you live doesn't need to cost a fortune, right? So why not start today, and hopefully you can, take it somewhere and take it into the other generation, and let's start doing things a little differently, because the world is changing by the second. And we as adults, some adults have gone through a lot of things when it comes to our parents, with how they handled situations, how they would tell us, go sit in the corner, I don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, being very dismissive.
Yeah, right now we need to hear everything everybody has to say.
Yeah.
Because people struggle with so many different things. They struggle with fitting in
Mm-hmm.
in society. They struggle with looking over their shoulder if they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's not only boys now, it's both boys and girls. We all
Yeah.
have to, be mindful of where they are, what they do, who they say, where they say they are, and everything. It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot. But my beautiful brothers, you guys are amazing and I love you all. So, talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
Talking about it can help you stay in good mental health and deal with times when you feel troubled. Keep active. Regular exercise can boost your self-esteem
Yeah.
and can help you concentrate, sleep, and feel better. Exercise keeps the brain and your other vital organs healthy and is also a significant benefit towards improving your mental health.
Right.
Eating well.
Yes.
Your brain needs a mix of nutrients in order to stay healthy and function well, just like the other organs in the body. A diet that's good for your physical health is also good for your mental health. Drink sensibly. Don't follow Pops.
Mm.
Pops was probably tossing all over the place. Don't even talk about it. Because Pops is doing it, I'm doing it. Like, get a grip. No, we know that life can be a little bit exhausting.
Right.
It can be a little troublesome. You have things to worry about that you didn't have to worry about. Well, now everything is an open. When it comes to race, when it comes to all these different things, everything is just, hello, here we are.
Yeah.
And so now it's facing you.
Yeah.
So think about your actions. Think about how you can help to affect the community in a positive way. What little parts you can play, and of course, keep in touch with people regularly. Don't hide yourself away. Don't bury yourself in work.
Isolate yourself.
Yeah, don't all I'm about is work. We need to work. We already know that.
Right.
Take it easy, pace yourself, and it's gonna get better. But stay focused. Stay focused and ask for help. You're not a superhuman.
Yeah.
We all need help.
Yeah. It's I think when you see people like struggling to do that, it's the pride. But we got to understand that there's foolish pride also.
Yeah.
Right? So there's nothing wrong with asking for help. I think sometimes when you see some people, they don't ask for help. They worry about somebody like using it against them, like later on. Like, look, listen, you can ask. If you get the help, you get the help. But like you said, don't try to be a superhero, superhuman. There's nothing wrong with asking it, because sometimes there's some things we can't do by ourselves.
Yeah.
We need other people there. Listen, this is a big world.
And we're created like that, though.
Yeah.
I think everybody run away from the fact that, we don't need each other.
Yeah.
You might not need that person,
right,
but you need somebody.
Yes, there's so many different people out here, and no matter what your situation is, guess what? There's always gonna be someone out there that's just like you, that can relate to you, or even somebody that been through something so much more than you. So it's like your situation might be bad, but your situation is not worse than everybody else in the world. Like, so, and you got to understand that help does exist. How much do you really care for yourself will be measured by what actions you actually take to try to help yourself. So it's like
there's help.
Yeah.
There's a lot of help. So if you're struggling, it's the same thing, as you were saying. If you're struggling and feel that you don't need no one, like if you do, just acknowledge that you do. You know, self-assess. Look at yourself. Embrace your feelings. Feel what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Right?
So important.
And seek help when you need it. Right? Take a break if you need to. Change a pace, change a scenery. You know, you were here for a reason.
That change of scenery
Yeah.
is so like refreshing.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we are weighed down by a lot of the pressures of the world, and you know, just go take a drive, go take a walk somewhere, get in tune with the atmosphere, the environment. You know, sometimes
Even if you can't, right? Let me just stop for a minute. Even
Yeah.
if you can't afford to take a vacation,
Yeah.
change the scenery. Do you know how your mind is? How amazing
Yeah.
your imagination can be?
Yeah.
I'm not setting you up for like false hope or anything, right? I'm not saying this is a fairy tale and it's like Alice in Wonderland or
Right.
something like that, but listen.
But just something so simple as taking a walk in the park.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes the park is scary.
yeah.
Right. You know, we have to, we have to be careful. Sometimes the park
Like
is scary.
easy. This is not just.
Yeah. You know, maybe come out of where that burrow that you're in,
Right.
right? And go to another one. Man, I want to go to the park certain times. Right? I get it. But there's little things that you can do. Exercise, keep
Right.
focus, envision and what you want, and keep concentrating on that
Right.
that place right there. Do something that you're good at. What do you love doing? What activities can you lose yourself in?
Yeah.
Not the basketball game. Like, there's more to that, right? Like, just watching. I know you like it. You know, men
Yeah.
love to watch their basketball and their football and all this stuff.
Yeah. But what is
like
it
I
that
was
you can
saying-
actually do? Like get in tune.
Yeah.
Like with. Like find the creativeness that's inside of you, right? Are you like discover that within yourself? Are you a writer?
Yeah.
Are you a singer?
Yeah.
Do you like to paint?
Yeah.
You know, like get in tune. Like,
Paint, draw.
yeah, get in tune with those beautiful things.
Have an exercising routine for us. Show
yeah,
us.
yeah,
Create that. Let's do that.
You know?
Accept who you are. You know,
Right.
we're all different, and it's much healthier to accept who we are. We're unique,
yes,
all of us. So feeling good about yourself boosts your confidence, and you know, you may want to learn something new. You may want to learn a new skill, a new craft. But don't be a follower, because we're all leaders, right? You know, you have to, whatever it is that you do, you have to love what you do. You don't love, you know, you don't just do things because you see other people doing it.
yeah,
That's may not be who you are.
yeah,
And so I like to talk about how we're created to do what we're created to do. Like
Right.
this specific thing. We have assignments, and then we have our true purpose.
yes.
Like, this is what you're here for. And I pray that all my brothers out there, you find it.
yeah.
You know, open up. Be careful who you allow in, though, because there are a lot of snakes
yeah. Oh,
out
come
there
on.
that you have to watch out for.
Yeah, everybody's not happy for you.
Yeah,
They're really
and
not.
Be careful. Like, for me, I'm a woman, and I know I can run my mouth, but there are certain things that I do not share.
Yeah,
I have a tight circle.
yeah.
And I don't share a lot of things because it's nobody's business. Now, but just to the fact that people can pretend around you, they're you know, whatever you share with them, they may go take it to other people, and it kind of like the other people might not be happy for you or don't like you like that, and then it's like a whole bunch of stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on out there.
There is.
That's why I stay prayed up, because and whatever, like, I can share certain things on the top of the line, but there's details to a lot of things that I do not share, because if the Spirit guides me, that's nobody else's ears. Like, nobody should be in there hearing what I know and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, fellows, my brothers, accept who you are, embrace who you are, and find an outlet. Find someone and some people that you can really, really trust.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah, it's
Genuinely.
That's
a
key
your mama
word.
like to talk too. Might not want to tell her everything.
Yeah, but you see how you see you said genuinely. That's we're serious about that because it's really, really dangerous out here, and you know, a lot of things is just shocking, you know, and you know, surprising. You know, sometimes I say it's so wicked. People will climb the top of the ladder with you. As soon as you get to that step, they will push you off. They only stood that close to you to see how high you would get, and they see it, and then it's just like boom, just like that, and it's like you're just shaking your head because you can't figure it out. Like, man, I didn't see it. Like I really didn't see it. So you know, you gotta stay sharp.
Yeah.
Be very aware of your surroundings. At the end of the day, men, take care of your health. Don't be afraid to take care of your mental health. Don't feel embarrassed, right? There's nothing embarrassing about self-care. I mean, who doesn't want to be here, like, you know, and get things right, like within themselves? Like that's not embarrassing. We worry about somebody laughing at you because you took the steps to take care of yourself. It's courageous. Like, people who are laughing, they wish that they were that courageous, you know, and they won't tell you, but behind closed doors they will watch your steps and then take the same steps that you did, and won't say that they watched you.
Right. What you call those people? We're not calling anybody names.
Yeah, but like, what will be the name for them? I don't know. I don't know. They have a special name. I don't know
what name? But yeah. And for those of you that may want to help someone that you think may be going through some mental health issues, I know sometimes it's not always clear as day what people are going through.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, you may be able to see it. You know, it's depressing to think about it. That some people are really going through a lot of stuff that they have inside of them. They're not comfortable with talking about it, and next thing you know, they hurt themselves. They commit suicide and stuff like that. That's really, like, really horrible. That is something that I can't even begin to comprehend. You know, and especially for moms and, you know, parents that your boy, you know, commits suicide, like Regina Hall, her son. That was really painful, and I can't imagine what she's going through.
Yeah.
But I pray
so young.
that God covers her and heals her, and she'll figure it out. You know, she'll get an answer that she wants, because I'm pretty sure the question is going to be why.
Yeah, why? And that 3-letter word, why, is such a, but it's such a big word though.
Yeah.
You know, because we look for these answers, right? Because you'll see other people out there that may have a smile on their face. You see them every day. They may look like they have it like all together, and then when you hear that they did something to themselves, some kind of self-inflicting thing, in any kind of way you put it, you're just shocked. You're like, or if you see like a comedian, it's like, wait, this person's on stage making people laugh, like don't they love like what they do? But behind closed doors, you don't understand like the hurt that a lot of people are going through. So the comedian
pressure sometimes get them there.
Yeah. So even
they have to be at a certain way and do a certain thing, and then it's like, you know, the pressure becomes too much.
It's too much. It's definitely too much. Like, not even just a comedian. Like, you'll see, like, you know, people always give like the examples of like you go to a circus and you see like a clown like making people like laugh, and they're saying like, you know, that is a mask for real. Like the laughs from the people is what's holding them up. But once the laughs stop, it's like they go right back to their reality. Their reality. And some of these people, like, in their world is so dark. And for anybody that's been feeling like your world's been dark, take it from us, light exists. Okay, light exists. Find the light. Find the light. The light will bring you to a better place than where the dark has brought you. The dark can't bring you anywhere. So find that light. Find God. At the end of the day, build that relationship, and you will get all the answers. For anything that seems incomplete to you.
You might not get the answers right away.
Yeah, it's a process.
But yeah, piece by piece, it shall be revealed. And I think, finding your purpose too.
Yeah.
Gives you that can light you up, light from within. That you know what it is. Gives you a reason to get up out of bed and take a step and be bouncy about it and be happy about it. You have something to look forward to. And then there's some people too, we could talk about it, that they can seem to have it all together.
Right.
They have the job, they have the money, they have the car, they have the house, they have the wife, they have the children. And they're tortured inside. Because it's not all about that.
It's not.
But that's an episode for another time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a lot of episodes coming.
And so wanted to, just remind the brothers out there, the teenagers, the moms of the teenagers, please open the door to the young men. Let them know that you are there for them, that they can trust you, no matter what they're going through, no matter who tells them what, no matter if the dad is around, no matter who may judge them. The door is always open for that conversation. Allow your children to be free, but teaching them about this freedom with respect. Respect for their elders, like we have just talked about in the last episode about family matters, and the respect. Teach them about respect. Teach them about trusting in themselves, believing in themselves. Also, that even if they want to cry, they can cry. It doesn't make them weak.
No, not at all.
Because we women know that we can cry our buckets of tears, but tomorrow we need to get up and do what we need to do, and we get up and do what we need to do.
Yeah.
That doesn't make us weak because we cry.
Yeah.
Why are we going to treat the men like that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We just have to realize, like, we have to see the real way that you measure strength. We have to change the narrative on how society measures strength. They've been running with this narrative, for so long. And it's not a narrative that you have to follow.
Yeah.
That's not a narrative that you have to believe. And it's time to, like, stop following what everybody else is doing. Like we have our own minds. So if you know that something is not right, I don't care if the crowd believes that is right. Like, be that person that wakes up and say, like, nah, this ain't it. This is not it. It's not right. Make that change.
Yeah, make that change. Let's get it together. One step at a time for us. One step at a time. I think we have covered everything that we needed to talk about with mental health. And for those of you who might want to help someone that you think that's having a hard time, try to see how you can talk to them. Friends, try to open up. Somebody break the ice.
Break the ice.
We have to help each other. It's not about this macho ego thing. That doesn't even make you a man.
Yeah.
Like,
nothing. That does not. That
so
does nothing.
Okay.
That means nothing.
Yeah. So somebody got to break the ice. Let's start for the future generation. Let's not be selfish. I'm not calling the other people selfish because they did what they needed to do when they were here.
Right.
Those who marched, those who protest for our rights, all of those things, those moms that make sacrifices so that we can become as old as we are, the fathers and the moms, and they did their part. Now there's some things that we can acknowledge that needs changing, right? And so the way we talk to our kids, the way we talk to our young men, the way we talk to our young girls, the doors we open to give them the freedom to express themselves, not to be rude and disrespectful, but to express themselves in a respectful way. Those are the things that we saw that we didn't have enough of, or we didn't have at all.
Right.
We stop it. It stops with us.
Yeah.
So the next generation knows that respect is still important.
Right.
Because that's still missing. And that we are our own keeper. We have to look out for each other, and try as much as we can to leave the world a better place than we have met it. Right. So those are all important things that we can all draw from. I sit here. My co-host is here. We're not perfect, like far from it. I'm imperfectly perfect with flaws. That's what I say. Perfectly perfect
far
with flaws.
From perfect. A lot of work.
And we have a lot of work to do. God is still working on me heavily.
Me too. I don't have it all together. Just because you don't hear somebody say that, like, into the open, doesn't mean that you should just interpret like, oh, I think they got it all together. Common sense should let you know that everybody does not have it all together, because we know that there's no such thing as a perfect person. So we know that every single person has a journey. We know every single person has something to work on. So don't assume that there's anybody that has it all together, that there's a person that's just perfect and they don't have anything to fix. We all do.
Yeah, we all do.
All.
All right, so I think this brings us to the ending of Men and Mental Health.
Yes.
We thank you again for watching and listening. Not sure what the other episode's gonna be like, but anyway, we always come up with some really good topics,
we do.
Right?
Yeah, we do.
So again, follow us at Instagram, Two Cheers One Chat.
Right.
Our individual handles. I am Derry Cox.
Mine's is Poetry is Visual. That's Poetry IZ Visual.
Yeah, and YouTube, Two Cheers One Chat.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, comment, leave a comment. Men, I'm looking for a lot of men to get involved in this conversation. I want to hear back from you. Don't be scared.
Yeah. Let's let the people know how they can be like involved. Like I know we shared it like before. So when we say like contact us, like through our Gmail, and our Gmail is 2chairs1chat@gmail. So if you have anything that you want to express, comment, or anything like that, like, we are open people, respectfully though.
Yeah, don't come crazy.
No craziness. Yeah. So
no disrespectfulness. I wouldn't say
no disrespectfulness. Right. You're right.
Yeah.
And let's engage, right? Let's have healthy dialogue. I would love for we would love like to see that. Like, we would love to open our email and see something from you viewers that you will want to say or express, right? And at the end of the day, we can all learn from each other, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
We appreciate you so much. We thank you again for all the support and the love. And we look forward to bringing much more. I think I need some coffee because I'm like running on like empty tank. If you notice, I'm like...
I see you and I was like, it's cool. It's cool. Don't worry. We gonna get some coffee. We're going to get some coffee.
I'm like, this is not working out for me today. But... yes, thank you again for watching Two Chairs One Chat. And guess who's chatting in the chairs?
We are.